powerful lion. Earth, wind and sky combine and twine to power my emancipation. Jah power the sun, Jah power I and I tribation. To face your glory now, stay closer to the ground. With Rastafari, freedom must come. I stay closer to the ground. King Rastafari, freedom must come. The truth haunts those who realize we surrender our freedom without even a fight. Pray for right overstanding to justify the pain. Seek Jah first before your living's in vain. Eat for right cause I feel the wrath of mighty Jah. Rastafari keep I one step closer to the ground. Heights. Rastafari, freedom will come. Stay closer to the ground.
Okay, Brother James, you ready to roll?
Yeah, ready to rock and roll. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see, up to right here, I can cut all this out, you know.
Okay.
But then I just start right now. You ready?
Go ahead, my brother.
Okay.
Let it rip.
Okay.
Come
on, man.
You are now in the queue. Okay, my brother. I'm ready to go now.
She like Jah all over.
Okay, let me get on paper. I wrote this down on paper. I gotta get it.
All right, my brother.
King Rastafari, freedom must come.
Okay. All right, we can start. 1, 2, 3, start.
Yes, I.
Okay, Mr. Iman.
Yes, I. We coast to coast.
Well, yeah, we coast to coast now.
All right.
What universe did you study? Now, let me rephrase that. What university did you attend?
I taught myself, my brother. I went to a few schools, but I'm self-taught. I just refuse to be brainwashed and indoctrinated. I was passing classes like the last school I went to. I was passing the flying colors, but I remember back when I was on radio, right? I couldn't be a part of the system. I couldn't bend over and pick up a bar of soap, so I just decided to do it on my own. Started booking radio programs and stuff like that, and just studying different things, traveling and studying. But I probably have the equivalent of about 3 or 4 PhDs.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I heard? You know what I heard a famous psychiatrist and a philosopher say?
What was that?
A person with imagination has more intelligence, more, way to deal with stuff than a person with a PhD, because the person with a PhD only learned what was in that book at that time, like in 1980, and then in 1990, everything been revised, so they got to learn something else. So basically what he was saying was anybody that had a common sense and imagination, man, they can go further.
Well, I actually studied under William Howard Cohen.
Well, I heard about him, yeah.
He was a Jewish rabbi of sorts. He was a descendant of the Kohanis, the Jewish priest. Yitzhak ben Velvet was his spiritual name, and he was chosen by America to represent America in the 1968 Olympiad Games at Mexico. You remember when Carlos and raised their fist up in protest?
Yeah, I remember
1968 games.
Yeah.
Well, he represented the United States in those games as a Olympiad poet. Now, I never heard of that happening, but he was on that level. So under him, I studied the inner art of the Orient. So I learned haiku poetry and different things about the inner art of the Orient. Literature. He translated the haiku poems from the Japanese, from the original Japanese. He wrote a book called To Walk in Season, another book called The Hill Way Home. So I was taught personally, set under him in the tradition of the ancient poets. So that was like one of my accomplishments as far as education. But other than that, basically I taught myself, but I met a lot of great men along the way. I set up under them personal tutelage. For instance, one of Malcolm X's closest assistants, he was an assassin. He was the one responsible for getting Malcolm X in touch with Chairman Mao Zedong over there in China during the time when there was like America couldn't travel there. So he was a great man, and he was responsible for a lot of things that Malcolm X did. He just died a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. You
remember him?
Yeah.
Okay. In the literature, he was known as.
Matter of fact, I remember you talking to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was Anas Luqman, and he was the first man that the Nation of Islam asked to kill Malcolm X. When he first got there, they asked him because they knew that he was a mercenary, and they asked him to kill Malcolm X. But he was a great man. So I met a few people like that I sat under and learned a few things, and
Hey, you know what? A lot of people don't know you, man, but I'm gonna tell you something. I put you up on a level with Dick Gregory and people that's got a lot of knowledge for black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, I appreciate that. I'm not blowing too my own horn, but I know Dick Gregory personally. I interviewed Dick Gregory a few times for his book, Callous on My Soul. I was one of the first people to interview Dick Gregory, and I've actually interviewed a lot of people in the so-called black intelligentsia. Yeah, as a independent journalist, I taught myself journalism, and I was the only person to cover the Beltway sniper trial in the year 2003.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to get to that. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just rambling, but I was the only person, the only black news source and independent media to cover that trial for 40 days in the Beltway when they were killing people there in the Beltway. I actually wrote a book about it, and it's his whole trial from start to finish, the whole 48 days. It's called Word is Bond, and you could go on Lulu.com, or just put my name in the search engine, Ital Iman, and you'll find a plethora of stuff out there. But that book is on. You got anything on Amazon? Amazon, yes. All of my books is on Amazon. I have about 8 books on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, but basically you can get them at Lulu.com, www.lulu.com. That's where you find them. But Barnes and Nobles carry them too. They're like print-on-demand books. You order it and you get it in 3 days. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the only one I read of your book was a long time ago. I can't remember the name of it. I read through the whole thing. It's like the very first book you wrote. It was a paperback. It was a book of poetry. It was published by the Beach Lady. It was called Of Pros and Cons. Oh, Pros and Cons. That's it. Of Pros and Cons. Yeah. Yeah, that was. That was a long time ago, man. That was published like back in 1982. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, when you still at it, and you like me, man. I don't give up. If I believe in something and I know it's right, I'm gonna go ahead and keep up with it. But let me ask you this, man. Okay.
what's your mission in life? I mean, what you plan on doing with all the information you know?
Well, the mission has been for the last, next year be 36 years. I've been writing a narrative for the last 36 years called the Holy Book of Wonder, which stems from that event that happened in Washington, D.C. in 1981, where Stevie Wonder was trying to get the Martin Luther King birthday passed as a national holiday.
Mm-hmm. So is that, didn't you write a book about that too?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's called the Holy Book of Wonder. You can get that. It's about 556 pages, and you can get that at Lulu. Just put in the search engine Ital Iman, the Holy Book of Wonder. It entails the whole story, the whole endeavor, and what it's all about, and all that kind of thing. And it ends next year, which is 36 years. Now, we were talking about the Bible earlier, so I'm going to have to go back to the Bible and give you an idea exactly what it's about and what it entails, the essence of it. Revelations 12, this is not everything it's about, but just a hint. Revelations 12, see, I have my Bible right here close by me right here.
All right.
Let's see. About Revelations 12. Just give me a second there, Brother James.
All right.
For all these Christian people out there that go to church every day, I think they need to know what's coming down the pipe here.
Yeah, I know you right. And by the way, it is November the 6th, 2016. November 6th, 2016. All right, go ahead, bro.
Okay. Normally, I have my Bibles right here by my Bible and my Quran, as they call it, Bible and the Quran and stuff. But no, I have it right there by me. But what it is, it's Revelations 12. If you go to Revelations 12, you will see where it talks about the sun-clad woman, the virgin that will be giving birth to the Messiah. And they say that the book says that the moon will be under her feet.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
All that type of thing like that right there.
Mm.
And the moon will be under her feet. Give me a second. I see a big old Bible right here. Get it right quick.
I don't know. I got mine wide open right here.
I might want to see, when you're not ready, you have everything, right there in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always researching, and I always have it right there. But read Revelation 12 for me there.
It said, now a great sign appeared in the heaven, and a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a garland of 12 stars. Should I keep going?
Yeah,
brother?
yeah.
I talk. Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Then, being with child, she cried out in labor, in pain, to give birth.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
And see, what's happening with that is, now literally, next year, September 23rd, Virgo, now we're talking about the Virgin Mary now.
Mm-hmm.
So the constellation Virgo is going to be visible in the sky.
Right.
So everything that Revelations 12 depicts, like the moon under her feet, the moon is going to be under the constellation of Virgo's feet. Okay? There's 12 stars in the, it's a crown of 12 stars. So there'll be 12 stars in the constellation of, yes.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
The moon will be under her feet, and there will be 12 stars in her crown, just like they say, but those stars are in the constellation of Leo and Regulus. 12 stars going to be a crown on her head. Okay, now sometime here in November, Jupiter, which is that baby she's going to be giving birth to, the Messiah, is going to enter her womb. And it's going to stay in there for 9 months, just like a woman giving birth. And on September 23rd to 24th, she's going to be delivering that baby. So Jupiter be in her womb until that long. So all those things is Revelations talk about will be playing out. This is the first time ever in any time of history this event ever happened. You remember back in 2000 when Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, they say the world was ended and all that kind of thing?
Right,
And we came up here in 2012 and the Earth aligned with the galactic core and all that kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
So this is the third time something enigmatic is happening, but see, nobody's talking about it. Very few people know anything about it. But if you do some research, Revelations 12 and the year 2017. So now, if we go to Washington D.C., we'll see the connection because there are, you've seen D.C. in pictures from aerial view where you got the owl there, you got all kind of different esoteric or hidden things, but you can only see it from a area view like the Nazca lines. You can't see it while you're on the ground. You gotta go up in the sky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So we had a brother back there doing a slavery time. His name was Benjamin Banneker. You heard of Benjamin
I know
Banneker?
Benjamin Banneker, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Benjamin Banneker was the first person that ever came up with the star Sirius. You know that Dogon introduced white scientists to and archaeologists to the constellation Sirius. Mm-hmm. No, and they just found out what the Dogon said was true in the 1970s. Okay, Benjamin Banneker let them know about it way back there in the 1800s. Now, Benjamin Banneker was supposedly had worked along with LaFont and these other guys that George Washington and had to do the layout or do the blueprints for the Washington Mall and the architectural design of D.C. Mm-hmm. But Benjamin Banneker is the one that laid all that out. And in D.C., Virgo is very prevalent all over the Washington Mall and all over D.C. itself. Mm-hmm. So what we're saying is that the destiny of America will be revealed next year when Virgo appear and giving birth to Jupiter, which relates to Revelations 12. So the church talking about the rapture, the coming of Jesus, and all this kind of thing there will be coming into play right there. So I'm just telling people to keep their eyes to the sky. Now, all this is written within the Holy Book of Wonder, and a lot of the stuff is going down. So if anybody's interested in that, they should go order the Holy Book of Wonder right now because we don't have long. At least you'll have some idea of what's going down. Something is fixing to happen. So we're just a few days off from the elections, and we know when 2012 came, nobody said, well, didn't nothing happen. Something did happen because I saw it. I went to Chaco Canyon. I studied the ancient wisdom there, and Obama passed the gay bill, so things change. So we know that the Bible, when the Bible talks about same-sex marriage, we're talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. So they say, come out from amongst Babylon, the whole of Babylon, she has fallen. Get from under her, right? So all this thing is playing out now. We know things are not as it was before 2012. So 2012, life as we know it did change. So just think about when you have Hillary, you got looks like a old bobblehead doll on a 1968 Chevy. You got Trump acting a fool, and then you got Obama in there. He's homosexual, and his wife is a transvestite, and all that kind of thing like that. So we're giving this illusion. So we're Sodom and Gomorrah. So the world cannot last any much longer. So we're saying look at next year because something is about to happen. We're not saying what's going to happen, but like the Bible says, be ready because it's going down. So that's the essence of what my mission is to let you know that it's going down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you're right. It's going down. I can feel it, man. That's why I'm making this podcast right here. You know, about getting back to what you were saying about Obama and Michelle and all them. I don't know about that. I don't know nothing about that right there. And I ain't doing no research or nothing on it, you know, and she looked delicious. I mean, I'm sorry. She looked good to me.
Hey, look here. I tell you what, buddy. I was here to wake and run, but when I first saw her, I was lusting like everybody else. The Lord woke me up, my brother.
For real.
When I started, I started doing my research and I listened to what other people said. And one thing they let you know, the proportion of a man's fingers and the proportion of a woman's fingers.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, a man's fingers is a little bit expiration in a woman. Well, I know I'm correct about that. So we compare the length of the fingers, and she pans out to be a man.
Right. But the only proof I got of that is looking at it on YouTube. I mean, they could have changed that. I mean, they could have photoshopped.
Well, you know, if you really look at it, she's a big woman. Well, it's big. You know, I'm not gonna say she like everybody else because it's a man. But see, we know that Obama is a sodomite.
How you know?
The research shows it, and people have came forth to prove it. And anyway, if you pass a law of same-sex marriage, you must be a sodomite yourself. If you're going to pass the bill, I wouldn't care how much pressure they put on me, what kind of money they gave me. If I wasn't bisexual, I'm not going to go for the bisexual bill.
No, it's not necessary, bro. Huh? You could be totally biased of all of that, right? You could be totally biased. And then they could say, I really feel sorry for these guys. You know, if they want a banana in the tailpipe, let them get a banana in the tailpipe. You know what I'm saying?
No, man. You know, see, that's a good point because these so-called Christians, these hypocrites, need to go by the Bible. They go to church on Sunday, right? Mm-hmm. But then they agree with the same-sex marriage thing. So, you know, that's just totally hypocritical because the Bible is totally against. It's in 1 Timothy somewhere over in 1 Timothy. It tells you about that sodomite living. It says it's wrong. It's blasphemous. It's totally against the laws of nature. Totally. See, going back to that stone, that God stone.
Mm-hmm.
See,
George. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Illuminati is totally anti-life, so they don't want people to propagate, have children. They're trying to cut down on the amount of people in the world. So quite naturally, they want to paint the White House red, gold, and green, purple, and yellow, and all that. Mm-hmm. You know. So the church, man, the church is held accountable right here. If you say, for instance, if you say you love God, somebody that you've never seen, you say you love the Lord Jesus, somebody you've never seen before, and they ain't gonna never see it, and hate your fellow man. They say hate your brother, you know. The devil is a lie, as they say. You know what I mean? There's something wrong with the people, bro. There's something wrong with them, man. They go into church on Sunday and say, yes, Jesus, yes, Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, you know. And and then they get back on the Saturday night and go out to the club and do all kind of sinful things. You know, the Lord, man, something's fixed to happen, bro.
You grew up in the church, didn't you? I heard you grew up in the church, man.
Yeah, I grew up in the church. How you think I know about what I'm talking about? I know that. I know the good book. I know that the Lord is.
So when you cut the Lord off, man.
Brother, I have never cut the good Lord off. I mean, I gotta keep my right hand in the hands of the man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
They calm the water, right?
You got to, man. You got to. I mean, how you think you wake up in the morning? How you think you able to speak? You know what I mean? It's an automatic thing.
Yeah.
But
you know, a lot of people don't know who the Lord really is, man. Would you please tell them, please? Come on.
That's okay. God is. That is, we call God dwells within me as me. It dwells within you as you.
Wait a minute.
From the tiniest atom to the largest star is He. It's everything that exists.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Could you say that again? I don't think they heard you, man. Say that again.
Okay. Please. God, it that you call God, that dwells within me as me. It's talking to you right now. It dwells within you as you. From the tiniest atom to the largest star is He. It's everything that exists. That's what it is. It's a collective consciousness. It ain't no old man with white hair sitting up on the throne way up in the sky somewhere. And all that kind of stuff like that. It's not like that at all.
Ain't that so?
You know what I mean? And then when Jesus returned, He ain't gonna come down barefoot with no sandals on, coming down off the cloud, angels with wings and all that kind of stuff. No, man. I mean, we're in the 21st century. You got to come down on a spaceship. It's got to be some kind of, NASA got spaceships. Why can't you have a spaceship? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now check this out now. Now, we got to do that deal where everybody don't listen to you, but they'll listen to somebody else, right? So check out Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard.
Yes.
He talks about exactly what you're talking about right now.
I have heard of Neville Goddard, and I like that kind of stuff,
Right, but they ain't going to listen to you. If they don't listen to you, they'll listen to Neville Goddard.
Yeah, that's how they are. That's how they are. Hey, I started calling him a fight, but that old sissy T.D. Jakes said it, they would listen, wouldn't they? Mm-hmm. And even with that guy, Mud Deal. Now, you know the worst thing I ever seen when Tyler Perry prayed for T.D. Jakes. Two homosexuals praying for each other. Ain't that something?
Yeah, but that's Hollywood, though, brother. That's Hollywood.
Yeah, but everybody out there listening love T.D. Jakes. I bet you most everybody in your audience, I would say it like that, love T.D. Jakes.
Yeah, but I kind of sort of like T.D. Jakes, too, man, because he got people following him, and they... Come on, man. He got people following him, and, and he ain't saying nothing wrong. If you read into what he's saying, you go do research on it, you can say, oh, that ain't right. But you can do the math on what he's saying. If you just follow him wholeheartedly and not doing no research, he ain't going around screwing everybody in the church and doing all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's sodomite. And see,
I see what you're saying, but you ain't seen it in the media, have you?
Well, it's just like Africa Bambaataa. You heard about Africa Bambaataa, didn't you? Africa Bambaataa? You heard about him? Huh? He's a guy that, Rock, Planet Rock. You heard that song back in the day?
Planet Rock, yeah.
Planet Rock. He's the founder of the Zulu Nation.
What?
Yeah, there's a nation called the Zulu Nation, a record company and all that kind of thing. And he was sodomizing a lot of those little boys that was coming up under him, so they just came out about that recently, and it just died out. So we live in a sodomite nation, so it's like T.D. Jakes is getting away with it. What's the guy's name? Eddie Long and all that. Everybody knows Eddie Long was a homosexual. And
so didn't the Bible say something about being a homosexual, man?
Look, Timothy, First Timothy, I can't really remember the scripture right now, but Timothy tells you, man, it's against the law of God to be homosexual, my brother.
Against the law of God?
God. It's against the law, bro.
Lord have mercy, man.
Hey,
you know
man,
what?
A lot of them messed up out there, man. I mean, the things you used to do, one thing about it, when you really become saved, washing the blood, as they say, things you used to do, you don't do no more. I mean, I lived on American beach for 23 years, and every Sunday, freak, I was out there every Sunday. Women dropping like it was hot. I had my camera and all that. One day I woke up, man.
Oh, yeah, I saw one of them videos, man. I like them parties you was having out yonder, man. Come on. Those were nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but it comes a time when you got to come on home to Lord Jesus, my brother.
I hear you.
You got to come on in.
Where you from originally, there, Mr. Ital?
I was born and reared in one of the 19 counties in northern Florida. That's all I'm going to say. I was born and raised in one of the 19 counties of northern Florida. Just a little country boy. Yeah, yes, sir. And I done traveled the world in my day, and I'm still on the move.
You know where Valdosta, Georgia is, does Mr.
I know where Valdosta is. That's up there, pecan country around yonder's way.
Over yonder way, yep. That's where I was born and raised at right there.
Valdosta, right up there around Statenville and all those places up there.
Yeah. Yeah, but both of us know what the deal is, man. We know what's going on, man. We just trying to school everybody else, They need to start listening up, man. I don't know what you got to do to these people, man. You probably got to walk up to them on the street and just slap the shit out.
Hey, but I tell you,
hey, listen to me.
Hey, when Hillary Trump or whoever going to be in there, Obama might call one of them what you call thing when they suspend the Constitution?
Martial law.
Got a martial law and suspend the can't. Hey, we got 2 more days, so anything can happen, man.
Lord.
If we have one of them CERN earthquakes, HARP earthquakes, anything can happen, man. Hillary could fall out and pass away because she about on her deathbed anyway. Her and Bill.
Yeah. Man, I'm going to tell you something, man. Don't nobody know this, but I think I know for a fact you know this.
What's that, my brother?
The good is going to overpower the bad. I don't care what happened. The good is going to always overpower the bad.
Hey, the good Lord ain't never let the good go down with the bad, my brother. That's what they got. But now, hey, evil is oftentimes ignorance, not knowing except to be so. Now, you just can't know. You got to, like if you hear it's going to be the sky's falling tomorrow, you got to make preparation to get out of the way. Now, you just can't say, well, the good Lord going to save me and don't make no kind of preparations. Mm-hmm. They just say faith without works ain't about jack diddly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And then and they say, my people perish for the lack of knowledge.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And the Bible's supposed to be.
Huh? Hello?
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, man.
Yeah, man. And for the people standing around out there talking about they don't want to hear it, hey, look, time going to tell. When Hillary or whoever's going to get in there, I bet you any amount of money, a lot of these sleep Negroes going to wake up. They got to start changing their life. Just think about this, man. You got women out there right now wearing wings on their head, wearing dead people hair on their head, animal hair on their head. They done gone stone crazy, man.
Well, all right, smart time, yeah? Put a glide in your stride, a dip in your hip, and come on to the mothership, man. And do the loose booty. Yeah, fellas. Straight. With your head in noise, it's just me and the boys in there. You gotta do the bad. Well, all right. Start dying. Mothership connection. And the boys get down and drink. You gotta do the bad. Double up on it, double up on it. I see the mothership coming.